Well, hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Inside USF Dons Basketball with USF head coach Rex Walters. I'm your host Pat Olson as the Dons get set to host St. Mary's Wednesday night, 7 o'clock here on the Hilltop. Rex, before we get into the St. Mary's ball game, assess conference play to this point. You've been in a number of close games that certainly could have gone your way. The other night at Portland, you had one go your way as you win at the buzzer. Talk about your progression through league play to this point.
You know, obviously disappointed with our home performance so far. You know, losing to both Santa Clara, San Diego, BYU, two of those games, all winnable games that we didn't play the way we're capable. We're right there. We're right on the verge. I didn't think we played particularly well against Portland. I don't think we played particularly well against Gonzaga. But we did good things in both of them, things that we can build off of. Things that will help this group understand what it takes to be successful in this league. The future's bright, but I don't want to wait on the future.
Yeah, you're not a guy into moral victories, I know at all. You know, after the Portland game, you made a comment to me about Cody Doolin, that he's a guy that you've put a lot on this year, that he's taken your wrath, is the words you used on our post-game radio show. And I know last year Angelo Calario and Rashad Green were those guys. Emphasize that, talk about that a little bit more if you could.
Well, you got to be the example in all the things you do. You have to be the example in the weight room. You have to be the example on the practice floor. You need to be an example on shoot-around days. You got to be an example in the locker room. Really great leaders are extensions of the coach. So I'm trying to help him become more of an extension of the coach. Last year and the year before that, he didn't have to deal with that as much. It was really more on Angelo and Rashad. Even though we had a senior Mustafa, he kind of came off the bench for us. More of the weight of what we did was going to be on Angelo and Rashad. Now, this year as a junior, it's really on him and Cole. But as a point guard, more is thrust upon him.
At the center position, you've gone with three different guys and really kind of rotated them in and out. Frank Rogers started early in the year. Tao Zhu got some starts. Recently, we've seen your big freshman from Oklahoma City, Matt Christensen, get the nod. But we've also seen those other guys, and they all bring a little bit something different. If you could discuss those three.
Tao's size and skill set. He's more skilled than maybe those other guys, but also the speed of the game at times hurts him. And he's got to rebound the basketball a lot better. Once he starts to do that, I think he'll play more. Matt's a banger, physical, a little bit probably the most physical of the rebounders between those three. Not afraid to mix it up. I like his toughness. Frank is the best athlete of the three, probably the best shot blocker of the three. Can get rebounds outside of his area, but the physicality of our league is causing him to play more at the power forward spot. I just feel he's giving up too much size and weight. But they all three bring something. We've really gone more to Matt and Tao and now Frank backing up Cole, just to help those guys learn those positions, and that's it. I thought that would help their development.
How important is De'Aaron Parker to the success of your team? Because he played very well early on, and struggled a little bit. In the last couple of 3 games, he seemed to have gotten a bit more of a rhythm.
Well, I think if you look at our strength of schedule, early in the season, our strength of schedule wasn't quite as good as it was when we got to December. When we got to December, we started playing some really good teams. I think a young team that loses to a good team or a bad team, all they know is they lost, and they start getting into the scoreboard as opposed to getting into the process. And I talk about that a lot. The process is guarding the ball and protecting the paint, understanding personnel, and rebounding. And our guys at times think a missed shot is good defense. It's not good defense. They just missed a shot. We're trying to help them understand that. Offensively, they think good shooting equals good offense, and that doesn't equal good offense. It equals good shooting. So we've got to help them understand that great player movement, ball movement, finding the open man leads to even better shots. And when good shots are taken by good shooters, the ball goes in. So we're trying to help them understand that. And when we got to the tougher part of our schedule, it didn't go as well, and Dean was playing really well early, and obviously we were playing better, but I don't feel like we were playing as good a competition that we're playing now.
When you have a young team, how do you deal with the balance of once in a while getting into them a little bit to get them to kind of grow, and then also playing, I guess, that that good cop, bad cop, to think of the TV example where you want to also kind of coddle them along. I know you're not the kind of guy that's always going to coddle guys, but I think back to we were in Hawaii and you showed the guys the clip tape from the game against Ole Miss, and you kept it real positive. You pulled 30 things out of a game that you lost, but there were 30 good things that you did. And how much do you have to do that kind of thing along with once in a while getting on them a little bit?
I think we just give them the truth, honestly, and when we want to show good things, we have to find good things and we show it to them. But it's going to come down to the truth, and it's going to come down to the delivery of the truth. Are you going to tell them the truth mixed in with a lot of four-letter words? Are you going to give them the truth with some encouragement and helping them see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel? I think with a young group, they appreciate more, knowing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and that we are getting better, but you also have to hold them accountable. So, but at the end of the day, it's going to come down to giving them the truth and giving them in a way that they're going to listen to it and buy into it.
You've got St. Mary's coming up on your home floor. It's a Wednesday, 7 o'clock tip. In fact, it's a gold out night. So here's the scoop, folks. You show up, you get a gold T-shirt, and you root on the Dons against the Gaels, and we're looking for a great environment inside One Memorial Gym. So come on out on the hilltop. Coach, sell that ball game for us. I know when you think St. Mary's, you think Matthew Dellavedova.
No, they're a good team. Randy does a good job. It does start with Matthew Dellavedova, probably the toughest player in our league. I'm sure our guys will be fired up for that game. We had opportunities across the bay when we played them. We'll have opportunities on Wednesday night, and right now we're just trying to prepare, take advantage of the chance to go out there and beat a good team. And they're a good team, and we feel like even though our record doesn't show it, we have the makings of a good team, and we want to take one more step closer to getting there.
You've, the last 2 years coming into this season, won 39 games combined. Gonzaga certainly has had their success. St. Mary's, you alluded to, BYU in this conference. How have those teams helped other programs in the sense that to get good, to get to that level, you really got to raise the bar a little bit?
You do have to raise the bar. I mean, we've had some good players come through here, and obviously some good players, move on to other places and graduation, this, that, and the other. But we feel like we're really close. With this group, it's going to come down to a question of when, all the things come together. But there's no question, because of what Gonzaga has been able to do, and even though we didn't experience the Jimmer factor with BYU in our league now, it gives us another national name. And then St. Mary's run last year in the tournament and some of their runs in the past, if people understand how good the West Coast Conference basketball is. And now it's whether you're at another school, it's much easier to sell the fact that you are going to play some great teams, you're going to play a great schedule, you're going to be on television. Jamie Zanovich has done a great job with ESPN and getting us on, but also we're on Comcast, Bay Area, Northern California. It goes on, and kids want to know that they're going to be playing in great environments, playing on television where people can see them, and there's no question that wouldn't have happened with what Gonzaga has done over the last 15, 20 years, what St. Mary's has done over the last 5 or 10 years, and obviously with BYU joining our conference.
Coach, as we close it out, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about the kind of year that Cole Dickerson has had. He's turned into a regular double-double guy. He's had a tremendous campaign.
Oh, he has. I think Cole is had a really good year. I know he's been itching for this. I think all of both him and Cody are understanding now how difficult it is to be a featured guy in the program. And but saying all that, he's had a really good year. He's had some ups and downs, but for the most part, it's been really consistent. If we can keep him out of foul trouble, obviously he's a much better player when he gets to play on the floor. But he's got a bright future, and he's pretty darn good right now.
Coach, as you look down the line, any particular goals, somewhere you'd like to be, as you've got a lot of the league schedule still out in front of you? Today was a great practice for us. I thought our guys really got after it. I'd love to have one again tomorrow.
And then after that, I'd love to have one on Wednesday. And then after that, we'll deal about Thursday. I'm into that. I'm into every day just trying to get better, trying to help this team be all that they can be. And I don't work for the Army, but you know, we want to be all we can be. And if we do that, there's no one that we will fear, and there's no game that we would be hesitant to go into. We're going to bring it.
Coach, best of luck against the Gaels on Gold Out Night, and appreciate the time. Go Dons.
Thank you. Go Dons.
That'll do it for another edition of Inside USF Basketball with USF head coach Rex Walters. Again, the Dons and the Gaels on Wednesday night. It's Gold Out Night on the Hilltop. Come early, get your gold T-shirt. Dons and Gaels, 7 o'clock inside One Memorial Gym. And if you cannot make it out to the ball game, the game will be televised throughout the Bay Area on Comcast Sportsnet. We're also on the internet, on the radio side, on usfdons.com. Thanks for watching. I'm your host, Pat Olson, and go Dons.